Well, build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance that's bit in his eye. Well, he gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I drown my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Quick Bangers. I'm Quick Bangers, Quick Bang. If I can even came up podcast, I'm hosting these days. That's a good start, isn't it? Right, it's we're full of joy at Hibs beating St Johnstone today, coming from behind to win 2-1. Got Dave and Ewan on tonight. Dave, do you want to start? Tell us what you think about the game.
Aye, absolutely. I thought we were excellent, to be honest. Even in the first half, I thought, we scored a great goal early on, and I'm still flummoxed as to how it was marked as offside. And I've watched it a couple of times, and it's not even close to being offside. I mean, he's running behind the player, even as you see the ball going past. So that's a very odd one, and you just think, oh God, our luck's against us again. And then we let in a ridiculous goal for nothing. We deal with the corner, right, and then nobody closes down the player putting the cross in. The two players don't even attempt to put any pressure on the guy Gordon that was getting the header in. And then, again, Macy doesn't come for it. It's got to be less than 2 yards off his line, and he still doesn't want to come out for balls like that. When you're 6'7" and you can probably jump to about 7'4", just go and grab that or go and punch it or something. But he just lets it, and then it's a squirming and it's in, and you're like, oh, fuck, we're up against it now. Especially against a team like St Johnstone, who you know what's going to happen. They're going to change from their normal, 5-4-1 to 5-5 or something, or like 7-3 or some pish, But and then they get a player sent off, absolutely deserved. Right, the guy had put in a few tackles like that during the game. He was like a bit of a maniac, just going after players the whole game, to be honest. And then even then, though, you're just still thinking, oh, now we're really up against it, because they're going to struggle to leave their half. And it was like that. Different to the game the other night there, because they were still trying to go at us on the break, whereas St Johnstone looked just to be happy just to camp in their half, and we had to try and just break them down. And we had chance after chance, and again, this scores basically, again, I think a decent goal, right, which gets chopped off. I can see why the ref's given the push against Porto, but if you give that push against Porto, you've got to give the penalty that we had for Murphy, right?
Totally,
it's exactly the same. So if refs are consistent, you can handle it. But if they're giving it in either direction, then it doesn't. It's not the right thing. So, but after that, it was just shot after shot and chance after chance, and really pressure. The changes helped 100%, only because they were so compact and so tight. And at that point, you need players with a little bit of guile about them and can able to play in those compact areas. And that's what Scott Allen is. And I've seen already, the forums are already saying, oh, we'll have to start Scott Allen. He's a game changer and the rest of it. He's a game changer. Right? That's the difference. Right? Is he going to run, box to box and work his ass off to get a tackle down or this? No, he's not. But he is a game changer. So to have him on the bench to come on and make a difference like that, same with Murphy as well. I thought Murphy was excellent when he came on. He missed what I thought was a really good chance, but he just needs to place it. And then 2 minutes later, he gets a similar chance and just places it and he scores. So in the end, actually really comfortable, even though it only happened in the last kind of 10 minutes or so. But our play over the whole game, I thought was outstanding. And a wee word, especially, I know we mentioned it before, but for Nisbet, who's got a shitload of stick from our own fans and people saying he's lazy and all this, and that's utter bullshit. Right? The laddie has worked hard in most of the games I've seen him in. He comes deep for balls, he lays off balls, he holds the ball up, and he did it again today. He was scoring goals, getting them chopped off, still kept working hard, scored an absolutely fantastic goal. Right? And the boy is just absolute quality. We must keep him. And I know there's lots of our fans saying, oh, we need to get rid of him now because he's had a bad run, he's not scored goals. It'd be madness to let him go in January. So keep a hold of him. get the squad built up again, bring a couple of players in January, and then we just keep pushing forward.
For nice and concise and short answers, Dave.
There you go. Thanks. Right, I'll see you later.
Yes, the work here's done. You mentioned there about Scott Allen just before I come to you, and there was a thread title on Hibs Net. The thread's been deleted now or closed. It said, Scott Allen finished my ass. It's the thread title. I'm not quite sure they meant it like that. But,
it all went a bit wrong after that.
So you made the trip up to Perth. How did you find the game? What did you think of it?
Just what Dave said, I thought we were really good. We started well. I was quite confident going into the game. I don't know why. I expected us to win today. Not in the manner that we did though. I don't know. I thought we were going to grind something out and maybe win 1-0 and certainly not create the volume of chances we did. I think St Johnstone were lucky we never scored 5 or 6 or 7 did they? And I know if we did score early, maybe the pattern of the game would change. But we hit the woodwork 3 times. We had 2 disallowed goals that were, like what Dave said, I think wrongly ruled out at the time in the ground. I wasn't sure if Nisbet was offside or not. It looked okay, but obviously we're at the far end. But I mean, I think everyone that's sort of been watching it at home has said that he was comfortably onside. So, but the goals we did score out, I know that they obviously came in the space of a couple of minutes in the last 10 minutes of the game, but the standard of the goals are very, very good goals, very good football and goals. And I think Jack Ross got a lot of criticism during the week for the substitutions that he made, especially the sort of straight swap for Doidge for Nisbet. But I think today the subs were spot on. I'd sort of text the boys at half time because I was there on my own, and I'd said like the sub for me probably would have been McGinn for Murphy, and I think it was something. I think that was a change that we've not seen Jack Ross make much when we have been playing 3-5-2. We've tended not to take one of the centre halves off. It's maybe been more of a shuffle about to a 4, and maybe it would have been a more straight swap, maybe like a Gullen in the past or something like that, and then McGinn to right back. Obviously, the way the game was going, we could afford to play Cadden at right back for the last 40 minutes or 35 minutes, however long it was. But no, I think the 2 subs he made, Murphy and Allen, really the game really suited him. I think they're similar players. I think Murphy can play in a game that's a little bit more stretched than Scott Allen can, but in games when teams are really sitting in and the game's tight and congested, they're the type of players you want to be getting on the box. So, on the ball in and around the box, because they can make things happen. Murphy did miss a couple of good chances before he eventually got his goal, which did sort of summarise how he's been. Probably really good to a point, but a goal and assist when it mattered, you can't really complain. And I thought we really dominated the game start to finish. I noticed that you tweeted Callum Davidson's post-match interview, Matty, and I mean, I don't know what he was watching. Like, he just really don't know what he was watching. St Johnstone offered nothing. At no point did I feel under any pressure at the game, maybe other than when they did score, just because they are a threat from set pieces, and obviously we have been poor from them this year, but they offered absolutely nothing. And I felt like we were a pretty good threat throughout. I thought Jamie Gullen was pretty decent as well, filling in for Martin Boyle and that sort of roll up with Nisbet.
It was a funny one, Callum Davidson. I think maybe he needs like a booster seat or something so you can get a proper view of the pitch.
The camera was really zoomed in on him in that interview as well. It was quite
really close in.
On his neck. Try to find his neck.
Like Sandy Toxford getting an interview. I just thought it was a mental take. I watched it and I was like, if I watched an interview of a different game, like maybe post-match for when we've played them earlier in the season or something, but I thought it would have been a travesty if we'd gone in. Well, then we did go in to half-time behind. Like, it was mental. It was like their only... In fact, it wasn't even an attempt on target. They had, I think it was about 80 minutes or something. They put the stats up on the screen, and St Johnstone still hadn't had a shot on target.
Aye.
So was it? But at the game, I thought it looked like it was going in. I take it has been given as a Porteous on goal, has it?
Aye.
Definitely. It's quite a calm finish for Porteous, to be fair. I mean, he took his time and just made sure it went in.
It was the only way they could get it past Nisbet, who was ready just to clear it on the line. But Porto manages to slide in and just get it past him. Great play by Porteous. He'll be delighted.
I saw the Loudon Tavern where somebody tagged us in it. They'd gone early on Ryan Porteous and then they got looking a bit stupid with it. I think he should have scored at the end.
Funny, it's just come up a week Galba right now. He should have, He should have, and then I have to be honest, Kevin Nisbet has to fucking score on the rebound
he
as well.
balloons it. Aye, just needs to take his time and place that in again.
But I mean, I think just to echo what Dave said, I mean, Nisbet was fantastic today. From literally from the first whistle, like really, really good. I think. Look, we've seen for months. I'm getting criticised. I've criticised him, but I think a lot of it for Nisbet depends what's around him. His link-up play can be good, but he needs to have the right options around him. And I mean, St Johnstone are renowned for having 3 cart horses at the back. They probably can't play football, but they're hard. But even when we were going direct to Nisbet, his hold-up play was unbelievable. And I mean, 3 good finishes. I'm just unfortunately 2 of them got ruled out, but really, really impressive. And I think to be honest, I think that's three games in a week that Nisbet's been pretty good in. So hopefully he's back to his best.
I think, Dave, this is perhaps signs that if you take the win last weekend, the win the day, obviously we lost in midweek, but do you think that signs that things are starting to turn around a wee bit?
Aye, I mean, even the loss during the week, I still don't think we played badly. I mean, it was a different game when we lose that stupid goal. But again, if you didn't lose that stupid goal, it's a team you're dominating, and you just having to put the ball in the net. So I've not had an issue with the way we've played, apart from a couple of games. We're obviously utterly shit against Dundee United, but you know, it's there. What we do have for me now is a team from back to front that all play football. And then you compare that to your St Johnstones and your Motherwells and all these kind of teams that are kind of in that kind of area. Right, we're miles ahead of them. It's just getting that little stroke of luck, right? And you know, and for me, it looked like we weren't going to get it today, and then luckily a couple of changes, and we actually forced the luck and forced the win. I'm still confident that we're going to be top 4. Right, top 3 is going to be tough because of the games we've lost. But if you win the next couple that we've got in hand, and you know, I know we've got Rangers next and all the rest of it, right? But you're only a couple of points away for top 3, and they just need to lose one. Hearts will lose a few games because we saw them against Motherwell and they were utterly shit. Right? And I know they've won today, but you know they're there for the taking as well. The system
they've not won away for him since the second game of the season.
Aye, they play that 3-4-3, and they're getting ripped apart by a good team, by the way. And St Mirren just again aren't a good team, so you'll see them against other teams, and they'll lose plenty of points as the season goes on.
I think. Sorry, Dave. I think.
No, I was just going to say I wouldn't change anything of the way we're playing. I think I've not got an issue with the way we're playing. I think there's games where it's tighter, like today, where they're really compact, and in the past we've really struggled to break down compact teams. Right, and it's always been reliant on like cross-field balls to Boyle and try to get balls in and try to get a goal that way. Sometimes you just have to play it really compact like them, which is what we did today. Right, when they were, every single man honestly was almost within 30 yards of their goal line. Right, and we just kept it in little areas, just passing the ball about. We've got players that can do that. So if you're in that situation, that's what we need to fall back on. I'm all for playing the big, expansive football against, you know, on the attack against the better teams, and we'll see that against Rangers, right? We'll be under pressure against Rangers, right? And that's where you need your Boyles, and that's where you need to spread the ball about and create space and all the rest of it. And we'll have the same against Rangers against Celtic in the final, right? We need to try and get them on the counter because they are blisteringly good moving forward, but they're shit in defence. So there's going to be chances. And we just need to keep our heads down, keep playing the way we're playing, and the results will keep coming. I've got no issues with Jack Ross and no issues with this team, to be honest.
You?
No, I've still been fairly confident that we would definitely get top 4, and I was going to say get third and over to. I think Hearts have moved into second now, but we've still got 2 games in hand on most, 3 on some. Like I felt like it definitely was this today and Wednesday were going to be big. Like, you know what I mean? There was no way you were ever going to be able, no matter if you were playing well or not, I don't think any manager would survive 7 league defeats in a row, like getting beat. Like I don't think anyone would have came back from that. But very quickly, you can stop talking about 5 league defeats in a row and start talking about 2 wins in your last 3. We've just beat Rangers last weekend, so hopefully I don't see any reason to suggest that we can't go and do it again. Like, obviously, Van Bronckhorst watched that full game, so I'm sure he'll come up with a plan. So we might need to change it up a little bit from what we've done. But then, to the same argument, I think we played the same way that we've played against Rangers pretty much exclusively since the start of last season. We would probably all say that we deserve to get better. But look, I think there's a lot of games this month, and we'll get a real good understanding going into January where we're going to finish. Because if the results go our way, we could be third. If results don't go our way, we could be sixth, seventh. Like that's like, and I think as long as we're in striking distance going into the January window, then I think I've got no doubts that the team will sort of kick on again and finish the season strongly like they did last year as well. Because I think at the end of the January window we were 7 off Aberdeen last year. So look, they're capable. They're more than capable. And I think Dave mentioned about maybe it wasn't going to be luck. Luck had absolutely nothing to do with it today. The goals we scored were fantastic goals, and we kept playing the right way. It was, if there's one team in the league you didn't want to go down against to play against 10 men, it's probably St Johnstone, because it's just how they play with 11 men anyway. You know what I mean? Like, but and there was in the stands at times some frustration and stuff, but I felt you felt like the goals were coming. Look, we played good football. Xander Clark. I mean, I spoke about like the goals that were disallowed in the Woodward. Xander Clark made a really good save for Murphy. Made a good save for Doig as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we were battering them, and it's easy to say that. Oh, you were playing against 10 men, but teams can struggle. But we played the right way, and we created lots and lots of chances, and it's promising. And going back to midweek, in the first half, I thought we were good. You know, like if Nisbet takes one of his chances in the first half, or if Paul Hanlon doesn't hit the post that goes in the bottom corner, like Wednesday night was disappointing, and it was a missed opportunity. But hopefully, after Rangers, we've got a decent run of fixtures in this. Okay, there's a lot of fixtures, but it's a decent run. And we've got Motherwell at home, Livy away, St Mirren away, and then I want to say Dundee at home that midweek before the final. Like, that's not bad, you know. Like, that's all honesty, after Celtic, after Rangers, you're expecting to win every game, really. You know what I mean? Like, you probably won't, but you're expecting that. So it's a real big month, and I think today could be big. But I said that when we beat St Johnstone at home, and then we went and lost 5 on the spin. So
we're also probably at a point where post Christmas we'll probably be at the point where we've got the first time we've had the full squad fit.
You'd like to think so, anyway.
Because Kyle's due to come back. You know, Hallberg's back training. Even Mackey's training now. So there shouldn't be anybody who's not pushing for a place in that squad. And you've got the laddies coming over in January. You've got Dylan Tate joining in January. Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff to look forward to. It's just we need to keep grinding out results.
I think that's the key is if you can stay in touch to January, then improve the squad.
Aye.
And it looks for the noises that Hibs are making, it the intention is to go and bolster the squad beyond the two that we know are coming in. So that's quite exciting.
There's been some chat about Stuart Finlay, and I'm sure there was chat about him in the summer as well before he went stateside.
I'm not sure about Finlay. I would actually absolutely have him as a replacement for Daz, right? Because Daz, you know, absolutely loyal servant, great player in his time, but he can't play 3 or 4 games on the trot whether for an injury, right? So we need a proper good centre half that can cover if Hanlon or Porto are injured or suspended. Probably suspended in Porto's case, but there you go. Is Finlay a player that would come and sit on the bench? I'm not so sure. The big thing again for me today was Josh Campbell was excellent again. I think he works really hard. I know he's a very different player to the likes of Allen and Murphy and all that kind of stuff. But his work rate was tremendous, and he was constantly pressing players and stopping him getting out over an hour and a half. And I think he's got if he knuckles down and keeps working the way he's working, he's definitely got a future in this squad. Which is, you don't often, you know, we've had a few players that have came through in the past, and they get to this level, they play a few games and they disappear. And fingers crossed he can keep working hard and cement a place in the squad.
Definitely put himself about. I could pick up a booking just towards the end, but I actually thought the foul for that he was booked for there wasn't really anything in it, but
that was to make up
up a few.
That was to make up for the fact that he elbowed Gordon in the head and all the rest of it, and split his head open. I think the ref missed that. But even that one, he's not at him with malice. He's just jumped ahead of him, and his hands came down on top of him. So, you know, I don't think he's a dirty player in the slightest, but he's got ability, definitely.
See, just when you're talking about Gordon getting a knock on the head, I reckon there needs to be a rule invented where
he should have been off.
But see, like if you're time wasting, see if the other team then start winning, then the minutes didn't get played.
Aye, they didn't add it on. I
Like,
was thinking that when they put
because
the
it's
6
like-
minutes of pay,
you're
I
like,
was like,
fuck.
that's no
Like,
fair.
like they've got to do something about that. Just
I'm
if anything, they should
right
just
behind
go-
that idea.
If
Like, right
anything,
behind
when
it.
Hibs went 2-1 up, they should have just went, well, you've wasted 6 minutes, so we're going to blow 6 minutes early. Get fucking up, you.
Aye.
Aye.
It's like if the game's really shit, they should be allowed to do minutes
Aye.
off at the end as well. When they put the board up, 3 minutes fewer, save everybody the hassle. Right, just to wrap up then, predictions for Wednesday night, Dave.
It's an interesting one, right? So you've got Van Bronckhorst coming in for his first game. He's obviously watched the game we played against him. He'll try something different, right? I don't think he'll ever take off a Rebo in a game, which was a ridiculous thing that they did against us. And I don't think Jack will go with the same system, because I think if you're a coach and you're sitting watching that, Van Bronckhorst is sitting saying, all right, okay, this is the way we're going to break them down because they're going to play like this. He has to do something different just to try and catch them off guard. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. Who do we have back? We have Boyle back. I think he'll go 4-2-3-1. And we'll see what happens. I think we can get some sort of result for it. I'm not saying we're going to win, but I can see us getting a point.
Right, so there will definitely be a result.
There will be a result. I'm a
Confident
genius,
prediction.
This is what there's going to be a result. It may be a loss, it may be a draw, it may be a win, but there will be a result.
There will be a
You
result.
can quote me on that.
Ewan?
I think we'll play 3-5-2 again, unless Rangers change something massively in their game tomorrow. Like if they change their entire shape, we might, but I don't see any reason why we would. I've said earlier, we've played well against Rangers in that shape, so just because they've got some staunch horse in charge now, why change it? I think Boyle will come in for Gullen. That'll probably be the only change, I'd think. Played well today, played well last weekend, playing 3-5-2, and I think we will win 2-0.
Say that.
I think it'll be 1-1. There you go. There's my result.
You were for that. 3-9 Hibs. Why not? Right. Thanks
good
everybody
man.
for listening. We'll be back for Longbangers on Monday, so watch out for that. Send us in your talking points on Twitter, and we'll see you then.
County line, I pledged upon. Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee.